Hello everyone, this is Michelle. Thank you for joining me today for this scrapbook process video. Now I'm using the October kit from My Creative Scrapbook, the limited edition kit, and it is full of vintage orchards. So as you can see here, there's so many goodies in this kit. You get the ephemera bits, you get the laser cut elements, the stencil from Vicky Boutin, foam stickers from Simple Stories, as well as those gorgeous flowers and the Vicky Boutin stencil. And here is a quick look at some of the papers. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love fall themed kits, and so I'm really excited to be playing with this one. So many goodies. So let's get started with the layout. So I'm starting with, this is the piece that I've selected for the base of this layout. I love these papers that have a frame built inside of them, but I want to do something a little bit different to kind of make it my own. So I am going to cut it out, and then I am going to mount it on this little plaid um, paper. Now I also sewed around, I do quite a bit of sewing on this layout, so I sewed around that piece that I cut out. And then as you can see, I did this part of this like way early in the morning. I couldn't sleep. And so I messed up when I cut the square underneath and am adhering it together. So just uh, trying to shake off that mistake and fixing it real quick. And then with this yellow piece, I am also going to take that to my sewing machine and sew around that. So this is what it's going to look like. I also wanted to I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges of all of these and then use hickory smoke to distress them. But I also did some sewing on the background piece just in some of the corners that we're going to show. So that upper left, the upper right, and then the bottom right. And you'll see it a little bit more closely here shortly. You can kind of see I'm taping down some of the thread that I pulled through. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lift it up a little bit with some foam and then adhere it to that back piece. And so I was looking at this piece and I saw this lovely little leaf, so I cut that out real quick. And now I'm going to start looking at some things that I want to use as embellishments. So this kit comes with so many goodies, and so it has the laser cut elements as well as the ephemera bits. So a lot to choose from. But like all 49 and Market papers, there's lots of fussy cut opportunities as well. So I cut this piece out of one of the other papers, and I'm going to use it on that bottom right side. Um, so I wanted, lots of times I will, mount my layout on white cardstock to make it pop a little bit. But on this one, I decide to ink those edges with the hickory smoke. And now I'm going to mount this fussy cut piece in that right corner. So I did trim it down a little bit. It felt like it was going to encroach on my pictures a bit. And there you can see all the back from my sewing. And I do like to sew on layouts. I don't do it on every one, but I do like that look. And so if you have a sewing machine and you haven't tried to sew on your layouts, I do recommend it. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece on here, so I am all good to go. Now I kind of left that thread off to the left, kind of dangling. I'm not sure if I wanted to show or not. And so I left it just in case. And so I mentioned that I had sewn on some of the background. And so I just want to bring it out just a little bit more. So I'm just going to rub some white um, ink on those three corners just so they show just a little bit more. And it's a little bit more, it's white, but it does look a little bit gray. But once everything is on there, um, it does what I wanted it to do. So I am happy with that. I love these little inking has come so far, or stamping, so many options as far as how easy ways to apply ink. And so I do love my brushes for little things like that. But I think I am done. I don't do really any stamping on this layout, which is unique for me. But I use a bunch of other fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start layering up my picture. So my pictures are of a trip that my husband and I just got back from. We went to the Olympics a few weeks ago here in Washington State, and it was just a quick trip. There was a couple things that we hadn't seen on our last trip that I wanted to go to. One of which was Solduke Falls, which is another layout. It was like torrential downpour. My husband's grimacing smile, just says it all. So, but we got rained on, but it was still a lot of fun. At least for me. I don't know if he would say that. But then one of the other places I really wanted to go to was Hurricane Ridge. And so that's what these pictures are of. And I love this picture of the deer because or she is nice and chunky and is starting to get her winter coat in. And so she just looks all healthy and cuddly and furry. So I really love that picture of her. So I'm doing quite a bit of layering and inking my pieces as I go along and kind of figuring out how I want all those to layer up. Now, lots of elements, like I said, in these kits, but I did also want to add a bit more leaves, and so I cut out some leaves. I had a close to my heart die set in my stash that had a bunch of different styles of fall leaves, so I chose some of the smaller ones and cut them out of some of the patterned papers that I had remnants of. And now I'm going to use my Stitix tools just to give them a little bit more shape. And I don't make you watch me do all the leaves, but I will show you one just to show you how easy it is to give your um, elements a little bit more life. All right, so I've gotten quite a bit on, and my apologies. I really didn't mean to cut all that out of the video. I didn't have my camera on, but I added a lot of the elements, the little leaves and the fall leaf, the piles of leaves, as well as my flowers that come in the kit. And I believe those are 49 and market. And so I have just a few more um, elements that I wanted to add in. So I added in that this time little circular piece down to the right, and I'm going to put those boots up to the left. I've chosen what little word strips I want to use. So I'm using This Is Happiness by the Doe the favorite photo up above the landscape photo, and then filled with thanks. I'm going to put those over the boots. And so I've also, you can kind of see them, um, added some sequins to this layout. So I had some more fall color sequins. And so I kind of took a look at how I wanted to do that. So my title, so I end up going with Fall Memories, and True Confessions. I had memories there for a while, and I just couldn't figure out like where all my titles were. I knew that there was more titles that came with the kit. This is actually the fourth layout that I did with this kit. And I totally forgot about these foam letters. I had them in like one of my little storage buckets, but it got moved over onto a different counter. And I finally realized that I was missing all of these foam elements. And so thankfully figured it out in time to get it onto this layout. And so I end up with Fall Memories. And then I also use a few foam leaves and some of these acorns that I tuck in to those embellishment clusters. So I felt like such a dork. I don't know, like if you ever do that, and I'm like almost done with a project, and then I figure out this whole missing element, and there was actually I used the foam on the first layout I did with this kit, and this one and the second and third, I like just totally spaced that I had these. And so I am glad I found them. And you have plenty of title pieces to go with your layouts. Don't you worry. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and use some gesso to just give a little bit of white frosting to my flower pieces. And then after that, I am also going to take some of this glittery gel medium and add that as well, just to give them a little bit of sparkle. So yeah, so I have had just a ton of fun with these kits. So if you are have questions about my creative scrapbook, you'll find the link in the description. Check them out. Lots of great kits over at their site. And so I have a few close-ups coming your way. And if you like the video, please hit like or subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.